Guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today with a new thing that I thought we could all have a little bit of fun with. So I'm thinking the alphabet challenge basically, and what I'm thinking is 3 things in 30 minutes. So make 3 things in 30 minutes according to our alphabet item for, for that episode or, video. So if you wanted to join in, I'm going to start it this week, or this video. I'm going to obviously start at A for the alphabet challenge. So we're going to do A for acetate, and I thought we could have a play, try and make our 3 pieces within 30 minutes. So I'm trying to keep these videos down. Obviously it would be fantastic, because we might be able to get more than 3 things done, or alternatively we may fail, or I may fail and not even achieve the 3 things. But, I thought we could see how we get on. So if you're going to join in, I would absolutely love it. And yeah, what I thought I would do is, in the format, I would just do the introduction of what that week's or that video, I'm not saying week because I'm not sure yet of the format of these, but I will introduce the format of what the letter and the item that we're doing that week, focusing on materials that we're working with or concept or whatever. And then obviously what I'm going to do is actually set my timer with my phone to the side for 30 minutes and get cracking. So obviously to do A for acetate, you're going to need some sort of acetate. Now you can use something like the backing from some clear stamps. You could use maybe something from, like packaging from, say, an Easter egg, or I don't know, sometimes you get like those tea sets and things, that maybe would have some acetate in them, or you may have some actually crafting acetate that you've bought specifically for crafting. So that's what you're going to need. You're going to obviously need some other bits to play with. So, my desk is a whole variety of stuff. So I don't really need to worry about dragging more things in. I have got everything I could possibly need here. But if you need to drag some things in, the main ingredient is acetate that we're going to get started with, and whatever you want to work along with, bring in. So, if you obviously want to follow along with what I'm doing, all I've actually decided so far is that I'm going to make an acetate piece using my sheet music that I've stamped on and gessoed up, making some background page. So I'm going to stamp on my acetate and I'm going to make a little kind of booklet thing. So I would need a crocodile, I would need some eyelets, and obviously some stamps. So, that's as far as I've got so far, and my other 2 items in that 30 minutes, I'm just going to be winging it. So yeah, grab your things and let's get cracking. So I'm going to set the timer. My phone is absolutely rubbish, so I just apologise because it may be a lengthy process even getting it to set the timer. So, right, here we go, reset. Oops, delete. Okay, 30 minutes. So how do we do plus? Okay, I've got 31 at the minute. How do I decrease that, I wonder? I should have actually seen how to do my timer, shouldn't I? Right, let me just do the plus again. Right. Try and go slower once I get towards the end. Okay, ready, steady, go. It's on 29:50 already. Already we've lost 10 seconds. So what I'm going to do is cut my acetate. So this acetate, I've had it for ages. I think it was by Do Crafts. I think they sold 12 by 12 sheets of acetate. And yeah, that's where I got it from. So then what I'm going to do is just trim down my piece here. Okay. And then probably what I want to do is pop this piece of sheet music onto some paper just to strengthen it slightly. So, oops, let's not dab that onto my, oh gosh, look. We're like a minute in and I've now spoilt my acetate by sticking glue on it. Right, so I'm going to reinforce this by sticking this down onto some coffee dyed paper. So there we go. And then just spread that out slightly. Trying to be careful because this sheet music, you know, could tear. It's quite fragile. Okay, so just trim that down. Like that. Okay. Get my piece of acetate, which is going to be, you know, attached at the front. So I want to get rid of, I've got some green here showing, so I'm just going to trim down slightly on the length. Just didn't really want that showing. And then now I need to just trim down there. Just going to ink this up a little bit around the edge so it's really yummy and vintage looking. So I did these papers on another video, so if you haven't watched that, you may like to watch that. Okay. Oh, I love how that looks already. Just looks really stunning. Now, what I was going to do was, when I'd done these papers before, I had these gorgeous wish stamps, and I was going to use this lovely lady over. So I'd still like to do that. I didn't ever get round to actually, or I haven't at this point got round to using her otherwise. So now you're going to need your stays on, or, you know, a permanent ink, because obviously we're stamping onto acetate. So just take my stays on. Right, this is placed roughly over here, so as I can just see roughly, you know, where she's going to be in relation to the piece behind. So there we go. Oops. Okay, and then put her back on here. Just trying to really look after my stamps. Oh my gosh, she says as she flings it out of the packet again. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay. Right, and then I might just stamp a little bit of script just over in a couple of places. So again, I'm just having this placed roughly where it's going to be on my stamped piece. Now, unfortunately, I have stamped her where she's now got the sheet music right across her face, which is a bit unfortunate. But if I move her up to get rid of that effect, I'd have to cut this down quite significantly. So let me see if I can move her down. Again, I mean, I'd have to move her down quite a bit to get rid of that effect. So, well, I guess we could move her down, but then she's kind of hanging off a bit. Oh, it's a bit of a shame. Oh, I think I will move her down because I'm not over keen on how that looks otherwise. So I'm going to move her down, and I'm going to have to trim down my piece there. So I'm just going to stamp on a little bit of script just around there in a couple of places. Okay, so I'm going to just trim this down. In fact, I'm not going to trim it down yet. What I'm going to do, I think, is punch my holes. Now, I'm going to apologise in advance because I often fail when using my crocodile. So I'm going to just, yeah, warn you now, it may not be very successful. Right, just going to do 1 and then 2. Right, yeah, I often fail when using my crocodile. I don't know why, but you know, I don't get on brilliantly with it. So we'll see how this turns out. So I'm going to try not to squeeze too hard, because maybe that's just, you know, what some of the problem is. Right, pop that in there like that. So just set my eyelets. Oh, come on. I don't know whether I've got that even on the right setting. And that's another thing, invariably, I can never remember what setting works best. So that's another problem, really. Okay, so they have set okay, would you believe? That was on my side. So I'm just now going to trim down, obviously where we've moved that down, and I'm just going to trim the acetate down at the bottom like that. So that's how she looks now. And then what I thought we could do, and now I can't see it anywhere, there it is just thread some string through the eyelets. So, you know, this is serving no function. It's purely decorative in this instance. I mean, it maybe could serve a function, you know, in your pieces. It's not for mine. But of course, you know, you could actually hang something from this, you know, from the string, which would obviously be, you know, quite nice, wouldn't it? So we'll just tie that round like that. Okay, just trim that off. So that's our first little piece. So it's just like a little, I don't know, like flippy thing. And obviously you've got journaling space on the back, so you could just slot that into your journals, and you know, it's quite a nice decorative piece, and it's nice to have different types of things, isn't it, in there. So that's piece number 1, and so far I'm up to 21 minutes, just over 21 minutes left. So I'm bringing my acetate back in, and what I thought we could do, just trim that down like that, is I thought we could make a little booklet from the acetate. So I'm just folding that in. Now I have got my bone folder. Oh gosh, now it's in my tub. Oh, let me just reach over and get it. Come on. Okay. So I just fold that down like that. Okay, so that's my little piece there, my little booklet. Just going to, again, well, it probably doesn't need trimming, to be fair. I was going to trim it down, but to be honest, it probably doesn't really need it. So, and then obviously what you could do is, you know, fill it with some pages, which, have I got any coffee dye paper here? No, probably not. Oh, this is so annoying. You know, when you come on and you think you're so organised, and then instantly, you know, whatever it is you want, you haven't got. Right, here we go. I know I must have some somewhere. So you just pop that down like that. Okay, trim that down. There. Oh gosh, come on. There's one. Just trim this one down as well because it's quite long. Okay. Hopefully that's shorter now. Just about. So I'm just going to trim these down now so they fit as pages. Okay. Might need to trim that longer one down a bit further. Yep. Gosh, sorry about that, guys. My thing flicked off. So right, I'm just going to start my timer again. It was at 17:14, so right, I've started that again. So what I'm going to do actually, I think, is I'm going to just wind some elastic around here. So to hold this in, because obviously I haven't got my sewing machine here. And yeah, let's just go for this like this. So we'll just tie this in like that. We'll just double knot that so as it holds slightly better. But I mean, obviously, you know, in slower time, you could stitch that to make that a booklet. So, you know, it would obviously be more securely in there. Oops. I mean, you could staple the pages together, I guess. You know, and then elastic it in. Right, so that's my piece there. And then you can obviously just do, again, a bit of stamping on your piece. So I'm just going to check that this is stamping okay before I... Right, so I'm going to have this, I think. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, it's got one or two bits that are sort of missing, but you know, that doesn't really bother me. I think it still looks fine. And then what I'm going to do is just stamp a couple of the corners. And I don't very often use my stamp block. And I hope I don't regret this with the stamp just falling off of the block where it's not very sticky. See, like that. But because we're stamping onto acetate, I just thought it might be helpful to actually stamp with it on the block. A bit easier. I was going to stamp all the corners, but not sure whether that might just close it in too much. Let's have a look. Oh, we will. Let's just go for it. Oops. So again, just stamp there. And then this one here. Okay, so how pretty does that look? It's gorgeous, isn't it? So really simple and really cute. And then of course, you know, you could decorate that up with sort of, you know, other bits and pieces if you wanted. You know, what you could do is pop some lace on the page inside, which might look quite pretty. So I've just got this very pale pink. Which then that just shows through. It just adds something down the edge. So just hold it open a little bit like that. And then again, I'm just going to glue this, I think, just with my regular glue. Okay, press that down. like that. Just trim, oops, trim that down at the edge. Come on. Okay. Doesn't that look so pretty? I mean, just having that little bit of lace on the edge just kind of lifts that, you know, to a different sort of level, I think. So that's item number 2. We're up to 12.5 minutes. Now I have to be truthful and say I am a little bit stumped now as to item number 3. So let me just have a little bit of a think. Right. Let's have a think. So I'm wondering. Oh, I've gone blank now. You see, this is where I just should have actually, you know, planned my 3 items really, because obviously this is just eating into quite valuable time here. Right, no, I'm going to make a little floating pocket, I think. So again, fold that in. Did I put my bone folder away? Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. That was unusual. Right. So again, just going to fold the acetate down and then cut it down here. I'm just going to trim up the edges just to neaten it up a little bit. I'm going to keep this little slither. I know it sounds really stingy, but because, you know, I could always stamp things on there, which, you know, I may like to do. So, you know, that's why I thought I'll just keep that. So, oops. Oh gosh, come on. I've got bits in there. Oh well. Right, now to the side, what have I got here? Got some little pieces of fabric. Now I'm just wondering whether I might be able to line this acetate, you know, without my sewing machine or anything. It might not be brilliantly successful. Let's have a look. Maybe not with the fabric, so let's get rid of that out of the way. So, but maybe some book page might be good. So, I've just got some vintage book page here. So, just pull that in. Okay. So, if I just, well, I guess what I could do is just pop that in there like that. Squash it down as close to the bottom as I can. And then what I could do is, let's have a look. Do that across the top, and obviously we could do it across the back as well. So I'm just going to cut that down. I'm not making a good job of cutting this at all. Right. So we've got that like that and like that. Now, this is a bit strange, but I'm going to hot glue these bits of paper, and the reason I'm doing that is because, you know, A, I'm filming, so I don't want to have to wait for it to stick, and I just wonder whether the normal glue is going to be a problem. So I'm just going to hot glue that across there like that. Okay, so that's the first piece, and then I'll just hot glue this piece here across the back. Okay. And you know what I didn't do, don't you? I didn't ink up the book page. So now it's quite bright. Oh well. You see, live and learn, live and learn. So here, I could probably just tuck a couple of things in to have over there. So if I just take from the side, I could just cut this little clock out. And obviously I'm doing this completely back to front, but I'm just, you know, winging this 100%. So, yeah, this is not really how to do it at all. But, you know, best laid plans and all that. Well, I didn't really have any. That was the problem. So, there we go. What we could do is pop that in. Oh gosh, come on. Like that. But obviously glue it in place. But I'm just checking how it looks before I actually glue it down. I wonder whether we could have another one, or whether we could have this label. Maybe that one. Alright, let's cut this label down. Oh, it's quite disconcerting having that timer going. I don't know whether it's fun or not, really. And I don't know whether you guys will find that fun or just pressure, but it's kind of fun doing something really different. You know, I haven't really done anything like crafting to time before. So I think it's, yeah, quite fun to have a totally different challenge. So, right, let's just see if I can slot this one in. Just pop that in there. Okay, so I'm going to struggle obviously to glue these into place. So I'm going to have to be super careful, and this is where really I've done it completely the wrong way, and I should have done all of my gluing first. But sometimes when you're just doing things on the fly, you know, you don't necessarily think the method through. Right, now I'm going to try and hold that acetate away as much as I possibly can. Like that. Okay, let me wipe any excess glue because I didn't really want it getting onto the acetate. Okay, so that's one piece in. Oh, I'm all hot now from the pressure. Right, and then the other piece, come on. So the little clock here, just going to then glue that again really carefully, sliding that in. Trying to keep it up the right way as well. I mean, not that it matters at all, but there we go. Right, so I'm going to ink this bit like that, and then I'm going to stamp again. I might just stamp. I want to stamp that, or is that a little bit on the big side? Maybe. Maybe that kind of just halfway. What do you think? Or maybe just the corners. Nope, I'm going to do this. So, right, down to 3 minutes. So, oh, this is this is going to be tight. So, okay, let's just pop that down like that, and we're just going to stamp it off to the side. Like that. Trying not to smudge it because obviously it's stamping onto the acetate. Obviously, as you can see, it's not stamped particularly great, but you know, that doesn't really bother me, to be honest. And what I can do is just fill it in slightly there now, like that. You know, that's fine. And actually I'll just fill it in a bit at the bottom, and then it, you know, it looks like it matches. So that's that. And then what I can do is run some lace trim across the top like that. So, oh, the time's really ticking down now. So, right, let's ink this up a little bit. Not too much, but just a bit. Okay. So again, I'm just going to glue that down. Oh, I use the fabric glue. Like that. Okay. Gorgeous. And then what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to cheat here. I'm going to take this down to the sewing machine and stitch it up the sides like that. And then you've got your pocket piece completely stitched together and opening there at the top. And to be honest, you know, although that's a bit cheating because I am running into, you know, I've got 1 minute left. But I think that's okay because obviously I have got 1 minute, and aside from actually setting up the sewing machine, it won't take me, you know, more than a minute to stitch that up. So I'll pop that bling there. Okay, so I'm going to stop my timer now. Okay, got 35 seconds left, so not too bad. So by the time that I stitch that down the sides, that will be my 35 seconds gone. So that was a challenge. That was pressure. That was. Now I thought that was really fun. I don't know what you guys would think. You know, you may think, what's she doing? She's literally gone off her trolley now. I hope that you don't. I hope that you thought that that was really fun. And yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to upload these. Obviously, you know, I don't know how well these will be received. But hopefully it'll be something really fun, push us out of our comfort zone, get us using some other things, you know, get us speeding up in our creations. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be good fun. So I hope that you're going to join me for the challenge. As I say, it's the alphabet 3 things in 30 minutes alphabet challenge. And obviously this was our acetate challenge. So I will stitch this on the sewing machine and I will show you that next time. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and see you again soon. Thanks, Em. Bye.